Hello everyone, today I am going to be reviewing sheep and chickens in Farming and Friends. If you didn't already know this, sheep and chickens are two of the three animals in Farming and Friends, along with the cows over here. But I've already done a review on the cows, so it's now the sheep and chickens' turn. First of all, we're going to start off with sheep. Sheep each cost $3,000 and can be bought from the animal store and are classified as a large animal. Sheep produce wool that you can collect, and once you collect 5 wool, you can create a big wool bundle like the ones over here that I've been collecting so far. Each wool bundle you can sell for about $2,500 to $3,000, which is pretty good value, as that's around what each sheep costs, so you can pay them back very quickly. When you first off buy a sheep, they're pretty cheap to use due to the spindle machine, which costs $5,000. All you need is one, around a $400 to $300 fence area, 1 sheep and 1 feeder. A feeder costs $2,000, so $2,000, $5,000, $3,000, plus the sheep is around $10,000 to start making a sheep. That's once you get the animal trailer. Once you have sheep in big numbers, you can start producing loads of wool, and you can AFK clip them for the wool. If you get a small pen in the middle, crowd all the sheep into it, and then stand there with your auto clicker or auto typer, just instantly shearing them, and by the time you come back you'll have lots of wool. Also, they're really easy to shear, as a shear only costs around $3,000. Let me just find the shear quickly. Here. To shear, all you have to do is press V, and if you get big groups of them, you can just go around spamming V like that, and then they'll produce lots of wool that you can then collect and put into a spindle machine. You don't need 2 spindle machines, but I use 2 because I have quite a big pen area, and it's quicker just to put it in one or the other rather than walking across the entire area just to put it in the one down there. Now onto chickens. Chickens you can buy each from the animal store for about $1,500, which is twice as cheap as sheep. Each feeder costs $1,000, which is also twice as cheap as a sheep feeder. But the bad thing about them is that these chicken coops, the big ones cost $10,000 and the smaller ones cost $3,000. The smaller one has a capacity of 2,400, while the larger one has a capacity of 24, sorry, not 24,000, 24 and 72. So the smaller ones are cheaper in the long run, but the bigger ones are just easier to have in your farm. Otherwise you'd have to be going to like 50 different coops collecting. Once you collect some eggs, you can go and either put them on your trailer and then go and sell them for about $500 each at the animal store, or you can go over to a cake factory like I am about to do here. To deposit them into the cake factory, all you have to do is go in to this little area here and then drop them there, and then they get automatically put through and will then show up over here with egg capacity. If you're slightly new to the game and you have got a cake factory, I recommend farming lots of wheat like I am here, because to create a cake you need 100 wheat, 1 milk and 1 egg, as you can see here. Once you get the cake batter, what you do is you collect it from over here, and then you go and put it into the oven area. In the oven area, it will bake for 35 minutes whilst you're playing in the game, and after that 35 minutes is up, you just go over and collect the cakes, and then you can put them on the racks or you can sell them. I'm kind of hoarding all the cakes until we'll sell them all for one big profit soon. Also, to get milk, you need to have the cows. This is one of the things I left out in the cow review, that they can also use the milk for cake. So the cows are pretty good, as you can use it for cake, sell it for milk, and even chocolate milk. To get enough wheat though is the annoying part of cake. You need to have at least a field of 100 to 200 like I have here, and continuously plow and cultivate the fields, which can take a while and is quite boring. So I recommend getting sheep over chickens, as the eggs the chickens produce don't give that much money. They're just mainly for a side income, as you don't have to shear them, all you have to do is collect them from the coops. Overall, I would rate sheep pretty high, as they produce quite a lot of money after you shear them. But the only downside is that you can't really like leave them. You always have to like keep constantly shearing them. Whilst the chickens I also rate quite highly. They take up a lot of food, which is kind of bad, as they don't produce much money either. But what you can do is, when you're plowing a field here, you can eventually go back to the chickens, and once the chickens have laid 12 eggs, you can collect one box for 500. So after I've plowed the field, you can just go back to the chickens and collect more eggs. Whilst the sheep, you know, they're kind of stuck waiting for you to shear them, which is quite annoying. Let me just shear them again quickly. There we go. I don't know why I have a chainsaw in here. You don't use a chainsaw, guys. You use a chainsaw for trees. You use shears for sheep, just so that you know. Thank you for watching the video. Please consider liking and subscribing.